Take me from the farm, lead me to the runway. It won't do much harm anyway. I have seen the lights fading in the gunway. In a war we've learned to fight.
That we have at the Bomber Command Museum of Canada is to find those individuals, bring them forward so that they will be remembered for their contribution. So today we will be unveiling 14 new names that have been added to the wall. In remembrance of all the folks who served, did not come home, we have with us today Joe Montaigne, who will be placing a wreath at the wall. Joe.
It's Joe Montaigne.
Thank you, Joe. Joe flew with 425 Squadron, completed a tour, and I'm sure he has memories of many of his squadron compatriots that did not come home.
Is that the one you know?
And those names are on the wall. How do we come up with the names? How do we know who should be on the wall and who should not? Many times people bring us, and originally when we started, it started with Sergeant Albert Prince, documented to be the first Canadian to die during World War II in Bomber Command. He was where we started with this. We realized that he wasn't in any of the official records. In fact, he was almost a footnote in one of the books that one of our directors, Dave Burrell, discovered. Realized, hey, this is likely the first person. And with that, the memorial wall grew. But how do we find the new names? How do we find those who have been lost? It is through folks like the Mulvihills. They come to the wall, they take a look at the wall, they're looking for their relatives, they're looking for their uncles, their aunts perhaps. So today we have Pat Mulvihill, Mike. They are the great nephew of Leo and Bernard Labarge and his father Mike Mulvihill. Bernard's name was on the wall. Leo's was not. And so through their efforts, contacting us saying, hey, where's Uncle Leo? We realized that we have another name that needs to be added to the wall. Another name that will no longer be forgotten. So I would now like to call upon Pat Mulvihill to unveil the 14 new names that are now added to the Bomber Command Memorial Wall in Nanton, Alberta. Apparently we did a really good job of taping. Thank you, Pat. So today, we are focusing on a portion of the Canadians who are on the wall. We're here remembering 6th Group and their contributions. And at this point in time, I would like to call upon Major Bill March to tell us a little bit about the significance of 6th Group. Bill March.
The Air Force is much like Canadian society. An awful lot of our history and heritage is sort of dismissed as being the realm of old retired people. And so it's a challenge sometime when you see young airmen and young airwomen to try to get them to understand how much we owe those who have come before us. Because when you talk about history and heritage, you talk about the original lessons learned. You talk about learning from our past, not only what worked, what didn't work, how you can motivate individuals day after day to risk their lives far, far from their loved ones. And we can draw direct links into the sacrifices of these names and their families to individuals who've lost their life today in places like Afghanistan. There is no break in the chain between those that have come before us and those that serve today. We want our young airmen and our young airwomen to understand what it means when they have their squadron standard on parade and they see words like the Ruhr or Berlin, because that's what truly makes us one whole family. Now, unfortunately, the ravages of time are robbing us of our veterans. So where once I could rely on the veterans to tell their stories, now I'm relying on you. You are undoubtedly the frontline soldiers when it comes to keeping our history and heritage alive. Because every name here has a story. Every family member that lost a loved one or had a loved one come home has a story. And these are the stories through institutions like this museum that we need to keep alive and keep telling. Because without that, we will be a lesser country. And I don't think any of these individuals wanted that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this point in the program is the point where everybody gets excited because we are going to listen to the Symphony of the Merlin.
Sometimes so easy just to forget about the men and the women of time. While the world rolls around you, it's hard to think back to the brink of the end of mankind. Of freedom and justice, of everything learned, don't leave those memories behind. 'Cause I'm proud of those people and I'm proud of this land.